Very good morning, my dear PU second year students and also learning enthusiasts. By the divine grace of Lord Sharanabasveshwara, I am once again right in front of you with a lot of material to be delivered in a particular manner so that it would be not only useful to you but also you will be able to remember these things and apply those mechanisms or materials at the right instance. What is the difference between an ordinary student and a very first class student rather? The main difference is the ability to apply the right thing at the right time. That is the only difference. Otherwise, we all have, biologically speaking, and we all have the same number of what is called neurons or nephrons, whatever it is, top, bottom, is the same. Unless you are suffering from some kind of physiological or psychological disorder, I don't think we have any differences that God has created when He made us humans. So, how to evolve ourselves? So, it is a matter of evolution and readiness. You should evolve yourself as a first class student. If you are not evolving, it means you have chosen to be a third grade or a second grade or a what is called. It's all our personal choices and nothing else more. A first class student is not wayward. He is actually on the same line of what is called acquiring knowledge and of course using it at the right time. That is what that particular first class student does. So, in some way or other, a particular teacher must be in a position to help even ordinary students become extraordinary. So the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is the word extra, and extra also talks about some other time. I will definitely talk about what is that extra, EXTRA. I have evolved my own definition for that EXTRA, so that extra, if you can have, then you can become from being ordinary to extraordinary. Some other time, when the right moment comes, without your knowledge or without my knowledge or without your expectation, it would flow as it flowed some time ago in one of my classes. Now, what are we going to do with this? As you can see, this time I have chosen to write the title at the bottom. You can see how to write a chart-based report. I have written it at the bottom. And today's class is going to focus on what I wrote here. That is the vocabulary. We are going to talk only more about vocabulary and what are the various things that are linked with the vocabulary. So this class, my main intention is to focus on which words and expressions we should use. So the first part of today's class, I will focus on words, on the vocabulary as I have shown here. The next one, or the second part of it, I will definitely focus on certain expressions which are very, very regularly used in writing a chart-based report. So first, my attention would be on the various words that are actually regularly used in this particular activity. I have made a small list of it, and I am going to give you in a segregated form. But before I give you the list, I would like to talk to you about certain important things. The first and foremost thing is what exactly is happening here. That's what you may have got some kind of doubt. What is this? Now, as I told you before, how to write a chart-based report. When you say chart-based, so this is a chart. So this is a particular graph. Okay, maybe this line of segregation I shouldn't have written in blue. Maybe it should be in, let us say, in some other color. The line of segregation between one component and the other component. I think now you can see the graph very clearly. Now, this is a particular line graph, let us say, which is having different data, and then it is flowing in this way. I chose it particularly because I wanted to tell you that there are three important phases. Okay, there are three important phases in the prescription of a particular graph, in the writing of a particular graph. So, in order to show that, I may have to make some changes even in the diagram also. As you can see, you see a uniform rise then there is stable, what is called stability rather, and after that there is a uniform fall. But not always you can find such categories. Sometimes what happens, it is uniform to a particular extent, then suddenly there will be a spike, and after that there is a sudden what is called fall before it takes up what is called a stable line or even a complete fall. It could be like that. So please understand, not always it will be uniformly going like that. Sometimes you can find uniform line will be something like this, and all of a sudden you will have a spike, and after that there could be a dip or sudden dip, or there could be stability. The same thing I will choose here as well. It is steadily going like that, and suddenly there could be a dip, and after that there would be a slight rise, and then there would be a stable way of going. So the real aim of my changing the diagram and showing you all this is how we can have different phases. This is what is called steady rise. I use this expression, steady rise. So this is the steady rise. Then this is spike. I say this is spike. Sudden height you can say, and this is stability. You can say stability. You can see it is almost stably going on without any dips. This is stability, and then you have what is called a sudden fall. Okay, this we call plunge. 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 So it looks more like H, not like M. So let me write it correctly. So plunge. It looks more like a plunge, and after that there is a steady fall. Uniform fall, you can take that, steady fall or uniform fall. So you can have 5 important points. In fact, there are 7 points if you can observe closely. And this is what is called the start. Let us say this is the starting point, and as the graph is reaching the end, this is the end point. So all together you have got 7 important things or stages rather in the expression of data called graph. Whenever you see a graph, you can find almost all of them in that, provided your analysis is very clear. I hope this particular explanation will definitely cement your idea about what is called graphic transcription and how these graphs are actually working. Especially you need not be a statistics student in order to understand these things. It's only a matter of common sense, and of course, as I keep on saying, it is a matter of logical expression. How far you are logical, that this one actually is a clear-cut indicator. So, my dear students as well as listeners, please be very cautious, and please remember, as you look at the particular diagram, you must be able to identify these 5 important points. Now, let us see how these 7 important points rather. First and last is anybody can guess. These are important things. Now, how these 7 points can be taken into account and how various expressions can be used, I am giving you here. But please understand, the entire diagram now can be divided into 3 blocks. This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. So what I wish to do here is, I write here all the terms which are referring to what are called the increase, how that particular data is showing some increase. And then this side I will choose to write what is called all the terms which are useful in depicting something that is decreasing. And here I will talk about harmony. That is how everything is balanced or how it is really stable. So let us divide all this vocabulary into 3 segments and try our best to replicate here. So one after the other we shall see all this vocabulary. So I will start with what is called the words which are indicating none other than the higher side or the increasing side. So let us take up those words. Now I write here some words. First of all, you have comprehensive. Look at these words. Comprehensive. Some of the students have told me that I should be writing a little bit bigger font. I will try to do that, but my ambition here is, it is not vision. It is definitely an ambition, because what I wish to do here is, I wish to accommodate all these words in one single place itself. So please be try to adjust. That is what I wish to say. So comprehensive, it also means inclusive. You can use these words also. Encompassing, look at these words. Encompassing. Some difficult words I will include, because it is not only ordinary students who will write. There are some good students as well who can produce these words in their report. So another easy word now I have written, that is full. Then you have what is called extensive. Okay, extensive. You can see. Then you have complete, sweeping, broad, wide. Complete, sweeping. Okay. Then broad. Those people who said that they cannot see it very clearly, my sincere request to you is, as I am pronouncing the words, try writing all those things. That would be easier. Broad, wide. So all these words come closer to the meaning other than comprehensive. Then you have another than considerable. Look at this word. Considerable. So even you can use this one. So the spike is considerable, or the number of students attending the classroom is considerable. Like that you can use. These words can be used. I will be telling in the second part of this class how to use these words in sentences. That also I will give you some samples. Then sizable, substantial, sizable, substantial. Then large, big, great. Choice is yours. Any, depending on that. My real intention here is to reduce monotony. Same word should not be used. Appreciable. Okay. Appreciable. Then noticeable, decent, fair. Decent, fair. Okay. Then huge. You can take this word as well. Huge. Then you have next one, significant. Look at this word, significant. When you say significant, you can have words like major, important, substantial. See, major, important, substantial. Okay, major, important, substantial. Notable, impressive. Notable, impressive. See, long time ago, suddenly I remembered something about this. My teacher of English gave us a particular activity, something like fill in the blank. Especially these things we must do when there is some free time. Usually what happens, we start the lesson at a particular point, and as we progress, we don't know how we finish that unit very quickly. We finish the unit including the take home message, everything, and we are left with some 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and at that time we don't know what to do. So we allow the students to talk, but I insist my students should talk in English only, or I will ask some questions. But my teacher of English one day gave us this expression. Let me see. The dash doctor was dash rather to operate the patient because he had dash dash. Okay, so you can see How these dashes? I think it should not be doctor. Better we write surgeon. The surgeon was dashed to operate the patient because he had dash and dash. What he said is you have to use the same spelling. You divide one word into two halves. So if you divide the word into two halves, then the order of the letter should not change. It should remain the same. That is the condition which our teacher gave at that time. The answer to this is notable, not able, notable. This is the answer. The notable surgeon was not able to operate the patient because he had no table. I did not change the letter order. I have cut the word at specific points so that we can maybe this is exercises like this made me rather think or identify definitions within the same words, or maybe identifying different words within the same word. Maybe such exercises which were actually given by my teachers in the classrooms. I remind you, my dear students, we were trained in the classes by the government teachers only. I studied in government colleges. So they were the people who rather, I thank all of them for aiding me to become a teacher in my later path of life. So when I wrote this notable, I immediately remembered that. So notable, you can take. You can also use another word, what is called something like impressive. I think I gave you that word, impressive. Then even you can write respectable. That also can be written. Respectable. Don't attach it to honor and all. Respectable again, something like considerable, like that you can go. You can also use noticeable. Did I write that word? Noticeable. No. So we can write that word also. Noticeable. So these are some of the expressions which are adjectives. Please remember, dear listeners, all of them are adjectives. They are not other words. Now we will go to verbs. Even in verbs, we have arise. Look at this word, arise. Okay. So here I write verbs. Arise. Sorry. Arise. And the synonyms of arise, you can say ascend, also elevate or be elevated. That would be better. Be elevated. Then climb, lift, go up, climb, lift, go up. See? Then you can have words like mount, leap. You can use the word mount. Also, you can use the word leap. And also, you can use another word, plummet. Plummet can be used. It's a good word. Plummet, rocket, you can use. And some other words, rocket for spikes, especially plummeting these things, they talk about spikes. Then you can have other words like increase, grow. You can use these words. Increase. Then increase, something like grow. Okay. Dilate, wax, expand. Dilate, wax, expand. Okay. Then you have inflate, augment, enhance. Enhance, inflate, augment. Look at the spelling. Augment. 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 Raise, develop, multiply, flourish. Raise, develop, multiply, flourish. RASH, flourish. Then you have proliferate, widen, escalate, proliferate. I think you know this word. Proliferate is usually associated with the cells and even cancer cells, something like that. Okay, proliferate. Then you can have something like escalate, boost, gain. Escalate, boost. Okay, gain. I don't know. Gain. Okay. Then you can have plunge, not plunge. You can write widen, that is another word. Extend, distend, expand, expand, extend, distend. Okay, extend, distend. Then dilate. I think I wrote dilate. Yes, dilate. I wrote. So these are some of the words which can be used in the expressions. Okay, in our particular writing. Something I need to write here is, remember, I have written only adjectives and verbs. Then you may ask me, what about nouns? My dear listeners, these are adjectives and these are verbs. Okay, so let it dry. I will try to write the word here, so that you can easily remember what is being written. What about adjectives and what about adverbs and nouns? My dear students, most of these words can be taken as they are, or if you are taking what is called adverb, then you may have to write ly after it. So automatically it becomes adverb. For example, comprehensive. Comprehensive adverb is under than comprehensively. It has fallen comprehensively, or its fall is comprehensive. Like that you can say. Or anyone of considerable, considerably, great, greatly. Don't say big, bigly. That is not possible. It is not going to work in that way. Important, importantly. But major, major. So what do you understand here? Some words should be taken as they are without addition, and some words can be made, the adverb forms can be made by simply adding ly. So in that case, we need not worry a lot. Because almost all the words are here, the only thing is we need to be ready enough to make the words. That's it. By adding ly there. Then how about this, you may ask me? How about this? The verb forms. Whether you are taking it from the verb forms or you are taking it from the what is called adjective forms, usually we use some prefixes. Some prefixes like what is called some of the prefixes. TION, SION, SSION. So the common factor will be what is called none other than ION. ION is what is called the common factor. So by adding that particular suffix, you can create another that is a noun forms. So you can use the same words. Some of the words which I used in the first list, I did not use in the second list. You can see that very clearly. Okay, whatever words that I used in the first list, I have taken a very care not to repeat it, so that you can get more words here. So here you have verbs. You can create verbs from verbs, other forms. Similarly, you can create other forms from these adjectives. The same is the case with all the lists that I am going to write on the board. Now let us move to the next part, and it is what is called, as I said, this is on the higher side. As you can see, all the words here on the higher side, they indicate improvement. Okay, all these words indicate improvement. So let us indicate that in words showing improvement, or these are the plus words. I will write something else here towards the end of the class. Now we will see some of the words which actually belong to this group. This group actually is rather an indication of what is called a downward trend. If this is the upward trend, this is going to be the downward trend. So which are those words which actually indicate some kind of downward trend? Let us see now. So what are those words? So the first word would be none other than decrease. That very word indicates what exactly is the thing we are doing. So here you find decrease. That is none other than slight. Let me start with slight. So slight, again we are starting with the adjectives. So slight, then you have small, little, minor, insignificant. Small, slight is small, little, insignificant. This word is enough for you because look at the insignificant. Here I go. So the opposite of significant is insignificant. I am actually giving you one example. You can make opposites in this way also. Okay, important, unimportant, like that. Okay, impressive, not impressive or unimpressive. Like that you can create your own opposite words. Then the vocabulary would be even more also. So please remember that technique. Minor, negligible, see. Minor, negligible. Negligible. Then you have what you call minor, negligible, moderate, modest, rational. Look at this. Another part. Moderate. Okay, moderate. This is again adjective. Modest, rational, rational. According to ration, don't go by another meaning. Rational, judicious, controlled, judicious, and even controlled can be used. Then you can use minimal, nominals, minimal. This is another good word. Minimal, nominal. You can also use minimum. That is also a useful word. Then you have negligible. I have already written negligible. Tiny. You can use this word. Tiny. Another good word, in fact. And some other words which actually refer to the same thing, which you can take from this. Okay. So this is, for example, here. This is decent. Okay. That is. Now here you can have descent. We will take verb forms. When we go to verb forms, you will definitely find such words. So these are some of the adjectives. For remaining adjectives, you can choose the opposites of the adjectives which I already gave here. You have already seen the adjectives, so you can take from them. So here we have, I will use like this, adjectives. So A, D, J, E, C. T, I, D, S, T, I, D, E, S. Adjectives. Now you have seen all the adjectives there. Okay. You can choose other adjectives from this list. Now we will go to the verb forms. As I have already indicated to you, we are going to have some good list of verb forms here. Let us see how this good list is going to be helpful to us. I attach some importance to verbs only. The reason is, if you know the verbs and if you can use that particular word as a verb form in the sentence, remaining things will easily follow. If you know the word descend, you need not remember the word negligible or insignificant, all that. So focusing on verbs. And moreover, maybe I am a little bit partial for this particular class of parts of speech, verb forms. It's really very interesting and very deep and closer to life. It is very close to life, and maybe that is the reason I really admire these particular parts of speech, part of speech rather. And I have my reservations even for teaching this. I don't call it my favorite. But if I am asked to call, definitely I'll say verb forms definitely is my favorite topic. Anyway, let us see some of the verbs here. Look at these verbs. Set. We will start with set. Here you have rise. Here we have set. Ascend. So set is what is called opposite of what is called ascend is descend. I'm sorry. We need to write descend. Then you have what is called fall, sink, go down. Look at these words: fall, sink, go down. These are all synonymous. You can use when you are referring to, for example, you are referring to four different lines which are actually going down. So first time, for the first thing you can use descend. For the second thing you can use fall. For the third one you can use sink, and for the fourth one you can use go down. That is how the same concept can be used in a divergent manner. That creates some kind of good effect on the mind of the reader also. Otherwise, it becomes monotonous. Tone can be what is called tone should be divergent. It should not be mono. It should not be in the same way. So that is that every class of mind should be different. It should not be the same. It should not follow the same technique. That is how I always feel. So that is the point of what is called variety. Similarly, drop, decline, decrease. See, drop, decline, decrease. Look at these words. Decrease. Then you have what is called slump, S-L-U-M-P, slump, another good word. Suppose something is falling, all of a sudden you can use the word slump here. Slump can be used to express this particular concept. As I said, what is called waxing indicates spike, or plummet indicates spike or rocket. When you can use this word rocket. Rocket is not only noun, it can be verb. So this word rocket can be referring to spiking. Here you have slump. So it is like that. You can use these many words. Also you have decrease. I have written that. Then reduce, mitigate. Look at these words. Reduce. Then mitigate. Choice is yours. Mitigate. Then you have diminish, minimize, diminish, okay, minimize. Look at the word on the top. I gave you already a word called minimum. From minimum comes minimize. Then you have something like cut down, lower, cut down. Then you have lower, okay. Then you have something like plunge. I think I didn't write that word, plunge. Even you can use that word, plunge. Here I wrote. It is a verb form, and you can use that word also. So plunge. Then you can use words like something like vein, W-A-N-E, vein. Okay. Compress. You can use that word also, compress, or contract. You can use that word, contract, or deflate. Okay, deflate. You can use that, deflate, or shorten. Even you can use this word, shorten, or what is called stop. Even you can use that word, stop. Okay, disallow. This is another word. Try to use these expressions in a way so that you can really see, okay, it is going, I am able to express in a different way. Let me see if I can give you some more words. Something like I didn't write many because we need to do many things here. Something like we need to be talking about this part also. How we can indicate what is called the shortening, reduce. Even you can use that word, reduce, and then what is called something like that we can use. Let me see how many I will actually remember while writing all this. So one thing is clear. Maybe if you can see the two lists, I did not attach much importance to this decrease. Maybe it is my psyche, or I did not think that much. I don't know. When I prepared the list, it was something like extempore. I sat and started thinking. So, what are the words which can be given in this particular part? How can I help my students? Only in that way I started thinking, and these are the words that I have got into me. But definitely, you can see this part, the positive side having more words, and definitely not on this side. So anyway, it could be my psychological feeling as well. So this definitely will give you one particular idea as how you can actually go about, how you can go, how you can increase the number, the list here. Now let me come to the middle part and give you some of the verbs here also. What are the various verbs which actually words that talk about stability? Here we have some sizable words. Please see, consistent. This first word will give you the idea. Consistent means stable. Okay, you can take the noun form stability, like that you can take. Stability, stable. Then you have regular. Okay, regular. Then steady, regular. Then you have steady, STEA, steady. Okay, regular. Even steady can be used as a verb. Then predictable, uniform, unchanging, predictable. Okay, uniform. Then unchanging. Okay, then you can use words like unswerving. Yeah, unswerving. So you can use this word here, swerve, SWERVE. Swerve is towards going to the bottom of the swerve, swerving. And then you can have something like then gradual, moderate, slow. You can have words like gradual, okay, moderate, then slow. These are all indicators of stability. Even you can use that word stable. I already used it, I believe. Then you have abrupt, okay, abrupt, notable, abrupt, steep, sharp, immediate. Now I said spikes and plunging. For that you can use these words. I will use this mark to indicate that. So here also, in either way you can use them. So let us have a small box so that we can write something very special. So there you can have something like abrupt, sudden, steep, abrupt, sudden, steep. Okay. Then you can have something like sharp, immediate, swift, sharp, immediate, swift, rapid. Okay, these are some of the words which we can use to indicate the kind of stability. And even you can use words like plummet, rocket. Even they are using verbs also. Plummet, rocket, or you can have plunge. This refers to suddenness. So these are the words, and so on. Don't think the list will end here. Even here also, this is not the end of the list. It will continue. This is I am giving you an idea so that you can build your own list of words which can be used in this particular case. So now let us come to the verb forms. So these are all adjectives, as you can see here, most of them. But plummet, rocket, plunge, they are not adjectives, definitely. They are verbs, as you can know them. So they are verbs. The first one is rather than first group adjectives, you can see here. And the second one, as you know, as I have been following the same method, let us follow the same method here also. so that we can be uniform in our understanding as well. So this V stands for verb forms and those stands for A stands for adjectives. So you have adjectives, you have verb forms. Here also this first part indicates another than adjectives. This entire first part. The next part, as you see here, they are another than indicators of verbs. So let us see those verbs now. So which are the verbs I am writing here? So something like fluctuate, you can write this word fluctuate, stabilize, vacillate, oscillate, okay, vary, change, vary, change, okay, then undulate, and then harmonize, it's a synonym, balance, okay, then shift, change, even you can have the word change. Sorry, I have already written. I need that, right? Change. You can use similarly. Follow. What is called make similar. No, can't write that way, etc. Let us take these many verbs. So, as dear children, this part adjectives, I say. So, all these things belong to adjectives. So, it is like that. And then here you have, as usual, the verb forms. Whatever the verbs that I can remember immediately and give you, I have given you here. So please prepare. I definitely advise you to prepare your own list, because the more lists you prepare, the better it is for you. Your own expression will be better. Please understand that. So these are the verbs. You can see here, all of them, and those are the adjectives. So adjectives we have here, verbs we have. They are talking about stability. Now, as I said, the first part of today's class is over, but one important thing must be mentioned here, and it is what is called the note. Very important note. I will use ink to show that. What is the note here? Please remember, because there can be some teachers as well. They may think that I have ignored nouns and what is called adverbs. It is not like that. Not only because I know very well who is or who can be watching. Even some of the teachers would be watching this particular video. For other users as well, this is my note. My note is adverbs and noun forms can be formed using suffixes, or instead of using suffixes like ly and ness or ion or tion or sion or ity, etc. respectively, because this and is important. Whatever ly refers to none other than adverbs, and whatever that I have written afterward, it is none other than in reference to the formation of nouns. So nouns and adverbs can easily be formed in this particular pattern. So my dear, I think I have covered that part also. That doubt also will not be there. So it will be very easy to create. Or you can consult a very good thesaurus, like Oxford Advanced Learners Thesaurus, and get your own words as well. So my dear listeners, please remember, it is not just like a design that we did. Please remember how a graph will actually go up. It will go up like this, and then there are 5 stages, most important stages, and of course at the beginning one and at the end one, if you take them, there are 7 stages. So the 7 stages of the graph can be expressed using these many words. As you can see here, the left hand side, you have all the words which are indicating some kind of rise. On the right hand side, you have all the words which are indicating some kind of downfall or decrease. And then the middle part, it is indicating stability. I hope I have given you the essential information pertaining to the utility of vocabulary. So this is how we need to use the vocabulary. And as I have been telling you, please make your own ways of expression. That is very important. You can use these words, but try to make your own expression, because everyone will be using the same words. Now that it has been aired, it has been in the air, and worldwide can look at it. Only what you require is only a link. And I request some of my students who are watching now, those people who are preparing for IELTS examination, they can use this particular vocabulary, especially when they are taking the writing task 1. In writing task 1, they are also given a particular graph, and they have to read the graph correctly, understand it, after that analyze, and finally write down their analysis in the form of what is called a small report. As we are writing, they will also have to write. So what you need to do is to refer them what is called video. So listen to the total lecture, especially yesterday's lecture, in fact, because yesterday clearly showed you how the particular graph has formed its form. Very clearly I showed you. Even you can locate these words in my yesterday's class, the description as well. Do not worry. From next week onwards, when I come back again, next, what is called Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 days. So next Thursday when I come back, I will definitely take up first of all the second part of this one. Okay,